Hey, welcome back everyone, Toyshiz here, and back in again for yet another Animal Warriors of the Kingdom video. And today it comes courtesy of my friends over at Spero Toys. We're going to be checking out 4 of their newer action figures for their awesome action figure line, kicking it off with Pale in his adventure armor. And I like that the packaging is very simplistic, right? You do get gorgeous artwork, very reminiscent of what Mattel is doing with their He-Man lines. I love that. Really is eye-catching, right? And it has a little bit of a write-up you can screen grab if you want to read up on old Pale here. Not only that, but you can head over. I'll have links down in the description below if you want to order any of the other Spero Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. And just as a heads up, you may have to heat these up. I like that they put that on the box. From time to time, you have to do that. It goes across in any company, right? Cordoon. He's not a monkey man. He is a feline cat man, of course. And you get gorgeous artwork on the sides of the box and on the back of the box. And this one actually has 4 different figures that you can grab, along with a write-up if you so choose to screen grab and read up on them. But it's very cool. Nice selection of Animal Warriors, right? Then you have the dreaded Kali in his Conquest armor. And I have lots to say about this guy. He, too, has awesome artwork all over the box and lovely photos, lovely everything. You get the idea by now. Here's Emperor Kali. He's the tyrannical leader, right? Crazy guy. And that sculpt really comes forward in that. More on that in just a few, because we have General Thane. This is the Primal Series General Thane. Large box for a large figure. This figure is enormous. It's basically a murder weapon. It's so heavy, right? And General Thane, well, you can read up on him right here. He's a formidable warrior and a tactician. So, this is going to be an absolute blast. Sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice hot cup of coffee. This is a look at 4 of the newer offerings from the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom action figure line by Spero Toys. And while I got all you animal antics here, I just want to say thanks so much for always checking out my YouTube vids. And if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing, because we got old toys, we got new toys, we have daily news updates. Guarantee you'll find something here that you like. And stay tuned for my Toy Fair coverage coming up this weekend. So, to kick it off, right, here's everything out of the box. So many weapons, so many accessories. That's nice to see. That's actually really refreshing. And they're all painted beautifully. That's it. Video's done. Go get some Speros. Now, we'll kick it off with old Kali here. Now, he does come with extra hands. Blue monkey man hands. I do wish that they painted the band that goes around the hand right there. I think that that's missing. The fisted hands are nice, right? You got gold, you got blue. Everything looks pretty stellar, although they wish they would have painted the band, just saying. Now, with the weapons, very eye-catching gold, and you'll see that on the figure coming up as well. Very nice sculpts, very much used weapons, right? I dig that, along with his gun. That's very cool to see. Very steampunkish for an Animal Warrior. Lovely gold, as I will say. Very ornate all the way through. That's a pretty cool looking gun, I will say. And it's a pretty cool looking figure. Look at the head portrait on that guy, right? Just take a second. If I didn't tell you anything about Animal Warriors, you'd go, that guy's definitely a villain. He just looks perma-mad, right? Scowl on his face. And that's where the sculpting details really bring out a character like this. You don't have to know anything about him to know that he's having a bad day and he wants you dead. Very cool. Along with the very ornate armor. And just as his weapons reflect for his armor and this figure itself, there is gorgeous attention to detail. All the way down to the feet. The feet have peg holes on the bottom. The backside has all the paint. All the little armor rivets, for lack of a better term, is all painted, beautifully sculpted. Even the cape is dual-sided. Purple on one side, black plastic on the other. I love it. The hair gets a little cumbersome, not gonna lie, but you move him around enough, you kind of figure it out. Although I wish that would have been a little bit more bendable, malleable, right? He does have butterfly joints. Plenty of articulation in this. And if I had to describe it in the best way possible at a 6-inch mark figure, it's kind of Marvel Legends adjacent, but what you would kind of expect Marvel Legends to be at this point. except for this loose ab crunch right here. These are segmented, which I totally appreciate, except on this one only. All the other ones don't have it. He's missing one of those segments, so he gets very loose right there. Forward, back, no problemo, just right there. That'd be the only problem. But I like how heavy these figures feel, right? Again, there's a lot of mass to them. They don't feel fragile, and they are able to be moved around at ease. Like it says in the box, you may have to heat yours up. I ran into zero problems whatsoever. They are solid all the way through, and I really appreciate that. Spero has definitely knocked these out of the park. Well done, I will say. Now, to move on from the villains to now the heroes, we have Pale with his Pale axe. Nice paint overall, nice sculpt. Very cool weapons nonetheless. Very much what you would think of for the hero. He has all the heroic weapons, right? From knives to swords to pointy swords to these Prince of Persia weapons, right? Scimitars, maybe kind of, sort of. I don't know my weapons. Now, he does come with a set of hands. You got fisted hands. You got open monkey claw hands. I like them. Definitely cool. Pale is very cool. Again, much like I said about Kali, if I didn't tell you anything, you would think, this guy's got a bit of a smirk. Is he heroic? Is he a villain? Now, I'm going to go more with heroic. He kind of looks like he knows what he's doing. He's very full of himself, but in a very cool way, especially with that monkey mohawk. It's all business, right? He's got everything going on. He just said, give me one of everything. Mohawk to rat tail to mutton chops. Beautiful. I love it. He's got all the styles down. He's never going out of style, if you ask me. On the backside, he does have weapon storage for his knives and his axe. He does have a hole in the back, which leads me to believe that other Spero toys, I'm sure you have backpacks or attachments in some way. They are reused bodies, as you can tell. But the armor and the pieces, they swap out enough, they change enough to where you're like, yeah, this is a completely different character. And I love the paint accents on him. Very metallic paint. Again, all the little nuances, the little rivets, peg holes on the bottom. Paint goes all the way around. It's a beautifully sculpted figure. And again, all that personality really comes out in the head portraits, where you don't see that a lot in a lot of the toys you see on the shelves. Very rarely do I go, yeah, he means business. Now, one thing I would like to see, though, is extra head portraits with more snarling, animalistic portraits, right? I think that would be kind of cool. When it comes to Cordoon, now keep in mind, he's the cat man, so you can't reuse parts and pieces. He does have weapons that will reflect from other characters, of course, but with new paint jobs. And the paint is solid all the way around. The one thing, though, I guess you would call this a bow, even though it doesn't have the string or anything. This one is very lackluster. It's missing a whole bunch of paint. It's just flat plastic. A little more detail would have been nice on that. And then you have, again, this type of sword with some blue going on. If you haven't guessed it by now, yes, he's a red and he's a blue guy. He's kind of like Two-Face, right? Nice juxtaposition. The head portrait, again, very cool. Now, he's very stoic. He looks like a warrior. I totally appreciate that. Maybe some articulated jaws. I have been wanting to see that a whole heck of a lot more with my action figures. This would be a perfect line to do that, if it is doable, right? Now, the armor, again, very cool, very metallic, very detailed out. He looks like a cat man. So, again, they will have the same type of articulation as our previous monkey men, but it's different throughout because now you have a different type of fur, different type of aesthetic, but I love the armor on him. You get plenty of rotation in the head and articulation up and down with some added neck articulation as well. So that's nice to see. A little bit of a different point of articulation in some sense. The armor at the top on his shoulders, it becomes kind of cumbersome if you want to put the arms straight up, right? Off to the side, it will work with you, so that's just something to point out. Is it a deal breaker? No, not at all. He's got a solid ab crunch. The waist, the skirt armor around his legs doesn't hinder any articulation. Neither does it hinder the feet. So, hey, it's a pretty solid action figure through and through. Which then leaves us with our giant monkey mamma jamma himself, General Thane, complete with extra monkey grabbing hands and monkey punching hands, all of which are sculpted nicely. But it's his giant, stupid huge hammer which really takes the cake. Nice paint overall, nice sculpt, nice design. That's definitely going to do some damage, right? Very cool. Now, you do get an extra head portrait, and again, there's a lot of personality that they bring out. And just from looking at it straightforward or off to the side, there's a lot of expression in this, and I appreciate it for that. He just looks angry, but there's many forms of anger, right? Especially with the helmeted head, to which, yeah, he's kind of miffed at this point, right? That's pretty cool. And just to show you the difference between the two, now that would have been kind of cool to remove the helmet, right? You can swap it out between the heads, but no, it's a solid piece on there. And being that it's a giant mega figure of a monkey man, he's very detailed out. You got some nice armor. The belt buckle is beautifully painted, very cool. The strap goes all the way around. Nice attention to detail. That's really cool. It looks like leather material. You have all the armor on his forearms right there. Beautifully painted. Blues, reds, metallics. Nice detail. Cracks in it. Very nicely done. Down to his waist, he's got some monkey man abs, right? That's pretty cool. Nice paint right there on the chest. Down to the skirt piece and the legs, which again, does not hinder the legs. He has knee articulation, foot articulation. He has no problems kicking all the way out, all the way up. Just nice articulated figures. And again, to reiterate, nothing feels like it's gonna break, but then nothing feels gummy. The hands, you're gonna have to kind of fiddle with, right? Pop them in and out. They're very solid, but he's overall a very solid figure. Nice, big, chunky, heavy figures are a welcome addition to any action figure collection, right? Even down to his giant ab crunch right there. It's all ratcheted. That's nice to see. You got it at the waist. And the head gives you nice articulation as well. You can get him looking up, looking down, just snarling all over the place, wielding a giant hammer. So overall, yeah, that's a nice deluxe figure with deluxe weapons and an extra head portraits. Now, if you were wondering, how do these scale, right? Well, yeah, they are in that 6-inch, 6.5-inch sort of scaling, a little bit bigger size 6-inch, right, as you can tell, but they'll fit right in with McFarlane, Super 7, and to an extent, Marvel Legends, right, depending on the character, of course. But really where I see these, if you had to add them to your collection, if anything, is around the Ninja Turtle lore, right? These look like mutanimals, mutants, things that you would see within that TMNT universe, and I really dig it for that, to be honest with you, even down to the cartoon line, right? Or if you wanted to go the Super 7 Playmates with the amount of detail they've achieved thus far, yeah, they are going to fit in nicely. And I would say they have a home within the Mattel Masters Universe Masterverse line. They're very Thundercats, but then again, they're also very 90s, right? They have that Pirates of Dark Waters, Skeleton Warriors, all those toy lines of the 90s. And I loves them for that. So that'll wrap it up for my look at several new offerings from the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom 6-inch action figure line by Spero Toys. And again, thank you to Spero for sending these out for the purposes of this video. And I just want to take a second to say, I am thoroughly impressed by these action figures. I am so happy to see Spero Toys' success all these years. When I first started Toy Shiz all those years ago, and in talking to Spero and seeing them developing their 3 3/4-inch line, and now into the 6-inch series, it is amazing. So through and through, I am so happy for you guys. This is amazing, and this level of detail, paint, accessories, is what I want to see with my action figures. So a huge congratulations to you all. And you've heard my thoughts, and now I'm curious to know yours. Comment below, let me know. Let's talk everything Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. And I'm going to leave you guys with that. As always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food, but most importantly, remember, stay tuned to Toy Fair, baby. We're going to have a lot of fun. And when we do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.